Uh-huh. You want a little stuffy for Valentine's Day? Got it covered. Okay, bye. On today's episode of Mama Knows Best, I'm going to show you what to do with this tennis ball and a pair of socks. It's time to create this adorable little love bug, and it's all done with one sock, a woman's sock, and it's an ankle sock. So how you can see here, what I've done is I've turned the sock wrong side out. Wrong side out. Kind of pinch up the heel on it. Put a pin here in the bottom, another pin here just so it doesn't shift. And then you're going to, with a marker, you're going to mark along the edges just like so. And then in the center. And I'll just show you this one a little bit on the pattern. I just drew it so you could see it better. So it's about 3.5 inches here. These are the antennas. And then 5 inches from the edge of the toe to this line here. And then this is going to be the wings, and you're just going to cut an oval on the inside. So once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the next step. Now go to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch from the side all the way around following your lines that you drew, and then you're going to come back in the center and you're going to stitch in the middle. Now remember to leave a little bit of opening because that's the wings. When you go to cut it out, you're going to have to turn it right side out. And I'll show you how to do that next. Now carefully cut out along the edge of the antenna, around the wing, and then back up across the other antenna. You're going to cut away the little edges on the toes because you don't want to get those in the way. Now, as you can see, remember I left a little opening right here. I'm going to turn this right side out, and these are our wings, just like this. Super, super easy. Do our wings right here. There we go. So now that's our wings, and you're just going to work it out. Don't need to press it. You're just going to do a little finger pressing, working it like so. You're going to set that aside. So those are our wings. Then we're going to go to our body. Now the trick that I've found that works really good to turn the little antennas is I took a wooden skewer. I'm going to kind of bunch this out just a little bit. I'm going to push it through just like this. Be patient. There we go. And I'm just going to keep working it till it goes. Whoops, here it comes out, but just be patient. We're going to keep going just like this. And when we go to this side, there's this little antenna. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then we're going to get started on our next step. Now we're going to create our little love bug's head. And how we're going to do that is I've knotted a piece of thread, and I'm just using a piece of embroidery thread. And I'm going to do a running base stitch right across the top of the head and over to the next antenna, because we want to have his head round, not square. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to go right like this, 2, 3, here we go. And then you're going to pull it together, like so. So you see how that's gathered? And then just for a little, to make it a little bit more secure, I'm going to come right back, and I'm going to go right back through all those gathered stitches again, like so. And this will actually bring the gathers even better to you. And I always like to do a third one just to be on the safe side. I'm going to come right back through. I'm going to do that and then knot it off. And then we're going to go to our next step. Look at that. Isn't that great? Looks like his little head's already happening. And the toe, this is the top of the head there, or the front of the head, I'm sorry. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of polyester batting, and we're just going to stuff it. Now you want to shape the head, and you can put as much in there or as little as you want, but we're going to be using the tennis ball as the rest of the body base, so you want it to be in proportion. So I think that looks like just about enough. Then I'm going to go to a piece of baker's twine. I like to use it because it's string and it'll be a little bit tougher. And I'm just going to kind of gather it like so with my fingers, and then I'm going to tie a knot. This will make the little neck. just like that. A little extra knot. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it over, okay, and here's the back. Now I'm going to go to the wings. I didn't even close that, stitch it closed. You can if you want, but I found for this little love bug it's not even necessary. I'm just going to gather the wings up a little bit, and I'm going to get the string here again, and I'm going to tie that off. Just trying to find this, make sure it's kind of equal. You can, before you make your final knot, make sure the wings are nice and tight. There we go. A couple extra knots, always a good thing, especially if you're going to let kids play with it. There we go. And we're going to trim off the thread. And final, I'm going to show you how to use that tennis ball. Our little love bug is really taking shape now. He has his wings, his head, his antennas, and now he needs his little body. Just a plain old tennis ball. You're going to stretch it into the bottom of the sock. And I like it in nice and tight. So we are going to have to trim the sock down, but I wait until I make sure that I have that tennis ball in there just the way I like it. So that looks like it's good. You just want to pull. These are inexpensive socks, so each one's going to react a little bit different. And they're polyester socks, so there's a lot of stretch to them. Okay, so there's our tennis ball. And now this is too much to gather here, so what I'm going to do is just trim off the cuff here. And now we have a little bracelet too. And then we're going to knot our thread and just simply do a running gathered stitch across the bottom, or basting stitch like we did across the top of the head. So as I go all the way around, when we come back, I'm going to show you how to finish him up. So now you can see it's nice and gathered, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and forth, similar to I did on the head, go back and forth across the gathers. Now it would be easy to skip this step, but you don't. It's really important, and it's in there really secure, especially if children are playing with it. You don't want it to come apart. So you're just going to keep going back and forth, and when it's in really nice and tight, then you're just going to go ahead and tie it off. Now after you've done that, you're going to go ahead, now it's time to do our little love bug's face. Look how cute that is. I just love it. He's already forming. So a little bit of embroidery thread and felt and a couple little buttons. I simply cut a little heart out of the piece of felt. No pattern needed. You can just make one to fit the size of your little love bug. And let me bring this one in so you can see what I've done. I've embroidered a cute little smile, sewed the buttons on. I used white thread for the buttons, and then just embroidered the heart. And what I just used was a whip stitch, and that's just, you just kind of keep going around. And that's our little love bug. Is he just like adorable? And he's ready to bounce his way into your sweetheart's heart. And I'm going to show you my other little samples in just a minute. I just had to share the little love bug before we go. I think he's so cute, and he's made with, they call them kid socks, whatever, but they need to be the ankle socks that are a little bit longer, and look how cute he is. And his little ball is just little bouncy balls from the dollar store, but I found that they're maybe just need to add a little extra batting around them before you stick them in to give the right shape to our little love bug. And I use the same size heart. And aren't they fun? Look at this one with the black and white stripes. I can't wait to give these out for Valentine's Day. And I sure hope you enjoyed this project at Mama Knows Best. So stay tuned for more fun projects and join us at WhenCreativityKnocks.com and sign up on our newsletter.